That would be. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's me again, and I am back to explain your fashion booklet project. This project is actually the closest you're probably going to get to what it's really like to get materials and have to start a project. If you're like, fashion booklet, guess what, dude? Sometimes you design things that you don't get to choose whether you're doing it or not. And so, what we're going to do is we are going to take a look at the general lesson, and then we'll not look at the files themselves, but I'll show you where the content is that you need to download, and then you'll be able to get started. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to share my screen with you. Where's the booklet? Yep, here we go. All right, so right here, we are taking a look at the lesson itself. I worked very hard on this, so please do not judge too hard. But you're going to create a fashion booklet and you're going to make it look nice, neat, clean, stylish, and all that kind of good stuff. All right. So the first part, you're going to create a fashion booklet featuring a cover and some interior pages and a layout. Now, this is not the same as the magazine cover and two-page layout. You're going to create a multi-page layout in this one. So the subject for your booklet is going to be fashion. We're going to talk about the client in just a bit. And then what you're going to be delivering is a cover and then at least 3 pages to go with it. The total of these pages must be divisible by 4. Okay, this has to do with printing and folding and stapling to bind. The client is actually Style Ethics, and you're going to use their logos, their colors, and then any typography or any things that they say specifically they prefer to use. In fact, these images in here are from that list of materials, okay? So let's meet the client. Your client, again, oops, is Style Ethic. So here's your commission. A fashion company that specializes in the design and production of clothes made from ethically sourced and sustainable fabrics wishes to advertise its new clothing line as a 4 or more page supplement for advertising and product growth. Basically, they want a booklet that they can use to sell their products to retail shops. The new line is aimed at young adults, 16 to 25, and incorporates casual and recreational wear. Okay, so I even gave you your audience. So here's what we need to know about the brand. Style Ethic, they are a sustainable fashion brand with 20 plus years of experience. They combine modern designs with high quality natural fabrics. Their core values as a company are sustainability, ethical sourcing, inclusivity, and fashion-forward innovation. So here's some principles of page layout design to keep in mind. Page layout refers to the arrangement of visual elements on a page. Make sure that you click that link to review principles of page layout, okay? And then a good layout design is essential to communicating information clearly. An effective layout should use design principles to fulfill the brief and enthuse your client's target audience. You're going to try to make this look professional, clean, and the problem is, how do you take their message and present it in a way that a retailer says, this is nice, and they want to sell that stuff, okay? Again, this isn't about what you want. This is about what the client wants. I also did throw on this one some examples just to look at in terms of some layout, for fashion things. And here's some as well, and you can see how color is being used. Some pages have a white background, some have a different color, in this case, purple for this specific brand. So interior layouts, keep in mind that we want to keep a hierarchy. So headlines, be clear, bold, and introduce a topic. The body text needs to be readable, clean, and concise. Start with 10 to 12 point font, work from there. You do not have to fill up the entire page. It's okay to have white space or negative space there. You can even see that in some of these examples on the left-hand side. The images used, they're used to support the message, align with the brand's visual identity. You're helping them advertise this fashion style from these 2 categories, so recreational and casual wear. So Think about that. How can you present this to them? Make sure the pictures are big enough that you can see what it is that they have fashion-wise. And structure. So it mentions grids. A grid, for example, is like the rule of thirds. You're setting things up in certain spaces. Okay. We talked about columns and how newspapers use them to do like a two-column article, things like that. So use that idea of line things up. Okay. If your text is going to sit by itself next to a large picture, maybe put it in the middle or put it up to the top or put it up to the bottom. Don't just let it free float around. And then make sure that your margins and your gutters are spaces between columns, make sure those are all the same throughout the entire document. Also, maintain the brand colors and typography. You have to do this, okay? Do not use other colors. You have plenty of them. So we look now at their colors. I gave you the two colors that they do tell you inside of their design brief. But we have black and white. So black, white, and gray are all colors that you can technically use. I really wouldn't use gray because these are what are referred to as muted colors, kind of like they have gray in them. But we do have the color codes for them. I gave you the psychology of the colors that they chose, and then tips for colors using white text on darker backgrounds for clarity. This is contrast. We have to be able to read the words. Get up or scoot back from your computer screen and take a look and see, can I read this text? Know the difference between sans serif and serif fonts. Left align the body, center or justify anything that's specific or special, titles, things like that. Make sure you're using your hierarchy, okay? And just to review the hierarchy, this example here on the left, that's not hierarchy. All it is this is hierarchy, not as big here. Here is even smaller. That this is the smallest. No, that's not how that reads. When we look at this really good example, it literally leads you to this is hierarchy, not as big here. Here is even smaller, and this is the smallest, usually the size of the body text. So now you see how all that works. I have some more information out here, and then one more tip: keep the layout clean. Okay. They are providing you images. Do not use any other images. You are only using theirs, okay? Here's some examples of just really good, clean layouts to consider. Think about how to use their colors, typography, hierarchy, and imagery effectively, okay? So you're going to give me some sketches, obviously, and I want you to think about that layout. Just the general kind of how the layout and the pages might look. I even gave you some really good layout examples here, all right? You need to have something that's divisible by 4, 4, 8, 12, 16, etc. We know how all this works, right? I need to put a period in there. And then you're going to turn in a PDF for the final. But you got to start out with the 3 sketches, okay? Let me put it in here. Start with 3 sketches. Beep. There you go. All right. So now that we have that all set up, and I'm going to even do that now, I'm going to show, oh, well, you guys can't see my screen. So the next thing I have to point out is you absolutely have to use their content. This is what is making it feel more like a real type of project in the real world, okay? So I'm going to go over here and share this screen with you so we can look at where it's at. So all right, so this is your project, Fashion Booklet. So objectives, here's the presentation I just did. You're gonna have the video underneath this. For some reason, it never put it in there, so I gotta redo it. But these are the images you can use. Do not use other images, okay? And then these are their logos. If their logo is white and you're trying to put it on a purple background, you better figure out how to make that work or fix it, okay? So you're going to turn in your sketches, turn in your final a week afterwards. You guys got this. This isn't that hard. It's just mostly thinking about that layout, make it clean, make it simple, and make sure that everything is legible and viewable, okay? My suggestion is to break it apart. So maybe you have, an introduction to the company, then you'll have their 2 different types of fashion lines, that kind of stuff, okay? But definitely research. You need to research fashion booklets and layouts. And that way you have something going in your mind. All right. Okay, guys, let me know if you have any problems, any suggestion, or if you have any problems, if you need any help. But make sure you're reading through everything, okay? Otherwise, submit those 3 sketches. Good luck, everybody. I look forward to seeing what you come up with.